It's not surprising that one of the most often questions asked from our viewers was about abortion. Each one of those questions came with a point of view. It came with what people were feeling, and sometimes it was agonizing to read some of those questions. But what I wanted to do, truly do, is I want to get to where you are on this issue very clearly. Ron from Allendale did a really good job. He asked it pretty simply when he said, please clearly explain your views on abortion. And to help Ron get to that answer, I'm going to ask you, and I will hold you to this if I can, if you support abortion rights, I want you to tell me what, if any, limitations you would accept. If you oppose abortion rights, I want you to tell me what, if any, exceptions you would allow. Governor Whitmer, your first question for 60 seconds.
This is an important question. When the Supreme Court overruled Roe v. Wade, it took away rights that we've had for 49 years, rights that I've had my whole life are now been ripped away from women and girls in this country. Michigan could revert to a 1931 law that makes it a felony, no exceptions for rape or incest, criminalizing doctors and nurses. The only reason that law is not in effect right now is because of my lawsuit stopping it. When Roe fell, Mrs. Dixon celebrated that. She said it didn't even go far enough. She said she wanted to make abortion a felony, no exceptions for rape, incest, or health of the woman, and throw doctors and nurses in jail. That is too extreme and too dangerous. We know that our fundamental rights are very much at risk right now. I am fighting to protect our right to choose. My lawsuit would have kept the law as it is. Our legislature wouldn't take action, and so now we have a ballot initiative to vote on. I will be voting yes.
Governor, thank you. I hope in your rebuttal you will answer that question about any limitations. Mrs. Dixon, I want to know if you oppose abortion rights, what exceptions would you make?
Yes, in her first answer, she's already being dishonest. This is obviously going to be a theme for the night. I've never said that I wanted to criminalize people. I've never said I wanted this to be a felony. She just is completely making that up. My position on abortion is clear. I am pro-life with exceptions for life of the mother. But I understand that this is going to be decided by the people of the state of Michigan or by a judge. As the governor's already stated, a judge has already ruled in this case. Please understand that the governor doesn't have the choice to go around a judge or a constitutional amendment. She will lie to you tonight and tell you that the governor can do something about a constitutional amendment. But you need to understand that it's very clearly written, and you should understand her position. It's extremely radical. It's abortion up to the moment of birth. She's already proven it with her record of voting. She voted no on a ban on partial birth abortion. That's how radical Gretchen Whitmer is on abortion, and she'll continue lying to you now.
Governor, I'd like for you to define your position on abortion.
Mrs. Dixon is either woefully underinformed about the office she's running for, or she's lying to you. It's that simple. A governor will absolutely impact these rights. In fact, the only right abortion is still accessible in Michigan is because of my action. This is a candidate who said a 14-year-old child raped by a family member is a perfect example of why we shouldn't have abortion rights. I've been fighting to maintain the law as it is. That's what I support, Rick. Here's the fact of the matter. To protect our rights, we cannot trust Ms. Dixon.
Are there any limitations, Governor?
Rick, my lawsuit would have preserved the status quo with the limitations that are on the books right now. The legislature wouldn't enact it, and that's precisely why we are going to the ballot now.
Thank you. Your rebuttal, Mrs. Dixon.
She's clearly stated she has no limitations. She doesn't even want parental consent. That's what the proposal that she's out there talking about every single day says. She's lying about my position, and I can see why she's a little confused about a constitutional amendment, because this is a governor who time and time again thought she was above the Constitution of Michigan. In fact, the people had to go to the Supreme Court to try to rip her powers away, even though she held on to them like grim death. This is how she's going to treat the people of Michigan. It is not how I will.